Hi, this is Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl in Nederland, Texas. Today we're kind of low to the ground because we have a fun tutorial over how to make one of the first year milestone blankets for babies. So stay tuned, I'm gonna adjust the camera and we'll get this tutorial going. Okay, so first off, we are going to need a few things to get this tutorial going. First thing I have is my thermo tape, because we want to hold this in place. I have this laid down on the floor so that way I can measure everything out and then we can heat press it on. But the thermo tape will take and hold it nice and pretty well in place so that way we can take and line this up. Now, first thing what I'm doing is I'm taking my ruler on my third row of anchors and using that as my straight edge. Now we're gonna start with numbers 1 through 3 and we're gonna fold it in half, and then that way we can take and line that one up on our first row. So there we go. Now we've got row number 1. And once we've got the first row started, it is not hard to do the rest of the rows. So what I'm doing now is taking my thermo tape and placing it in the top 2 corners to make sure that's secure on the blanket. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler and lay it across the bottom of our first row, where it's lined up with the bottom of the letters. Now I'm gonna take row number 2, fold it just like I did for my center, and line it up. Got that one placed. Now I'm going to take my thermo tape again, place it in my top 2 corners to hold it in place. There we go. Now we're going to do the same thing for the next row. So row 7, 8, and 9, and I broke my 7 off of here. So we're just gonna have to take and hold it while we fold it, so that way we know where our middle is, which should fall pretty much right in the center of that 8. So now we've got our third row, and I can take and place my 7 back where it goes. And once you kind of know where things go, it's really not that difficult to replace them back down. Thermo tape, I'm also going to take a piece of the thermo tape and run it along that seam where I broke it. And we will take and line that up as well. And this blanket is 47 inches by 47 inches. Now my design, my letters are 16 inches across in width by 38 inches tall. So now we're gonna do the same thing again, place that right in the center. And we're gonna lay out our last row. Smooth out any wrinkles because you don't want wrinkles under your letters. And this is just that muslin fabric. So as you can see now, we've got our number side, and this is for a little boy, so I'm gonna see if I can find like an anchor or a whale, since they're doing the nautical theme for the nursery. So that way I can use that to lay it out. So as you can see now, our lettering's all straight. And then for the opposite side, I have a big anchor and his name cut, which the only part I'm going to lay on there is his name to start with, because his name is what needs to be straight across. So if I'm looking, it actually will fall right on this row of anchors. So we'll take and fold that in half like we do, as you can see. And we'll take and place that on the bottom of the row of anchors. Now this one has a pattern, so it's a little bit easier to follow. If you have one that's just blank, you can take and measure it out. But it's a blanket for a baby, so that they'll use to take pictures on, so it probably won't stay straight anyway, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So now I'm going to take and place my thermo tape again on those two corners. There we go. Okay, so the part of our video that I recorded last night that had the actual heat pressing of the blanket messed up, so I'm just going to show you the finished project, because that's, you know, you've seen me heat press 1,000 things. So as you can see, my numbers are all nice and straight. So that way we can mark it for how old the baby is. And then this is what his name looks like. Now, remember, whenever you are heat pressing or using your home iron, when you're using your heat press, it's going to be 330 degrees on medium pressure for 15 seconds per spot. And then remove your clear transfer and take and recover and reheat again. And if you're using your home iron, cotton settings, put your weight down on it, and remember 15 seconds or so per spot. When you can see the fabric through, you know it's adhered. Also remember, if you take and subscribe to us on YouTube, that's 1 entry into the scrap box drawing. See, as you can see, you can tell the texture of the fabric through. So if you subscribe on YouTube, that's 1 entry. If you take and like us on Facebook, that is another. If you take and share the page after you've already liked it, that's another entry. And follow us on any of our social medias, that is another entry. And if you take and make any purchases online or in store, also counts for the July 5th drawing of the scrap box. Thanks, and y'all have a great day.